So this is just a foreword before I start the video. I'm not going to go too much into the upgrades and what I have maxed, but I will give like a very brief overview of what I have done. I won't go into the alternatives and whatever, but I will talk about like what I'm using, what I've upgraded, and show you guys. So this will just cut down the time from something like a 15 to 20 minute video into a 30 or 40 minute video, which is something I do not want. What's up everyone, Lethal Concept here, and this is going to be my A to Z playthrough for my human Vanguard, the unstoppable force and immovable object. Now the weapon I am using is the Scattershot, and I am using the melee optimizer here, and for some of my characters you may notice I'm not using the melee optimizer. I'm using Smart Choke, specifically the Krogan Vanguard with the Disciple, and the reason for that is because the Krogan has had a melee damage increase, a very large melee damage increase, which means he can still one-shot one-shot red health characters without having to use the melee optimizer. For the human Vanguard, the Biotic Drain Punch wasn't given that large increase, so I still used the melee optimizer there. Charge, I have rank 4, rank 5 as the upper ones, and Bastion. For Nova, I have Radius and Anti-Shields and Seismic Nova. For Apex training, I actually have Powers and Melee and also Weapon Specialist here. And the reason is this is extra melee and power damage, where this is just weapon damage. This one only gives power, force, and 15% weapon damage. That force isn't that useful since your Nova already staggers and lifts up with lifting, so the force isn't that beneficial. The weapon weight isn't that beneficial. Weapon Specialist is overall better in that regards then. And here I pick up Unyielding Barrier and Saving Barrier. Now let's get into a gold match. Now I have stated many times before, I do not play a... Okay, my name isn't flashing, so let's just quickly pick up my melee enhancer, and we'll pick up Cyclonic Mod. And we pick up Cyclonic Mod because this gives more bang for your buck when you actually recharge your shields with Bastion, because your damage resistance means your shields take less damage from any fire, but you have more shields to tank with when you pick up Cyclonic Mod. Melee Optimizer is just to benefit you with your melee shot. I do hope this is... Okay, this is a short... This is like a... Ooh, that was a bad... Whenever you can't jump full height on your jumps, it means you're on a laggy host. I did load in fast. Can you hear me? Okay, you can't hear me, it's not flashing. So as you can see, I can't jump in the full jump sometimes, which means this is kind of a laggy host. Yeah, it is. Now, I'm not charging yet because I still had some shield to tank with, thanks to that Cyclonic Mod. So I decided to wait until those shields have gone all the way. Well, gone all the way to depletion before I actually opted to use them. Now, it is a bit hard to play. Oh, why am I always first? Oh, I'm actually great. I'm stuck. Okay. This is... Now, I do opt to charge red health more often than I do with shielded enemies, and this is because they're much easier to kill with your Biotic Punch. This is very disorienting. Again, I might have to do another run. I'm actually going to charge that sharpshooter all the way to the back because I consider sharpshooters quite a large threat, because they can instantly down shields on characters that have very low shields, like not Vanguards, but something like a human engineer that has no shield regeneration or no damage resistance could take a lot of damage. Is there only one person? Weird. I thought I saw another one. He just probably flickered on my screen like he's on the left, now he's on the right, which is probably why I thought there was two people. Yeah, this is actually very disorienting, as you can see. But thankfully we're both Vanguard, so we can both keep each other sufficiently tanky and healthy. Which is the only reason why I'm actually still playing. If I was playing something like the Human Engineer, we actually needed to go into the cover a bit. This may not be as easy. Now, if you saw, I did use Shockwave there, even though they weren't primed, and the reason I did that is because Shockwave still staggers. And when if they stagger red health enemies, that means that they aren't charging you, like the dogs aren't charging you, and the raiders ain't shooting you, which means it's super useful if you've got a lot of enemies around you that you don't want to deal with at the moment. But there I do use the Nova into Shockwave. I might go down here because okay, I think he did manage to break. No, he did break the actual missile. So I may want to do that, or I may just want to nuke in front so that it does actually get broken here. This wouldn't be possible if I was playing a less tankier class, or class that couldn't restore shields as well. As you can see here, I'm not relying as much on my melee, and that is because you can get staggered now. Well, it may not be a big deal, it's actually a pretty fair bit. And Scattershot enhances his playstyle real well because you don't have to reload, which means you can just keep on laying it down the hurt with your powers. And also because it's a shotgun, which means you don't actually need to aim down sights to actually get reliable hits. If you actually see, I'm actually doing a jump. Oh, well, it didn't actually croc there. But if you saw earlier, I actually did a jump before I did Nova. This actually is sometimes allow you to bypass the jump up animation you just previously saw with Nova. I just got to make sure he's actually cut here. So if you see. That's an animation glitch that should land on the floor, but yeah, that bypasses the actual jump up of your Nova if you mash Nova when you're in the air. This also means that if you're like in cover and you dash up, you can just dash up and then Nova instantly. There was too many enemies there, especially because, whoa, okay, he's going away. I really want to get up on this edge because then I can go around here and onto the bridge. I'm going to have to instantly charge whatever I see because I took a lot of damage. Now thanks to Bastion, I could tank that, or those Hydra missiles. And also the extra shields helped a lot. Now, because there's only two of us and it's like wave 4, we are going to have to play a bit of a chicken chase game and kite enemies around. I do want to meet up with my ally though, so I am going to go all the way around and then kill anything that's flanking him and possibly help him out. Whoa, okay. Whoa, okay, no animation on that guy. Instantly charged there because I saw the grenade. While not super good with the gameplay, you can still see the kind of playstyle I go for. I'm going for the characters that are most problematic for my teammates because I have ways to get to them with charge. So if you saw that I didn't shoot the Hydra, I went for the Raider that was shooting on the side, and that is because I just rather play around my team and help them as much as possible. See here I'm charging the dog so he doesn't actually manage to grapple onto my ally. I see another dog, so I'm here. I'm going to opt to shockwave and kill him. Oh, what? Oh, okay, that's bull. That is... I'm sorry, but you're going to have to raise yourself. That was absolutely bull. Can I actually get cover for... Okay, saving barrier saved me there. And we finally got an ally, HJ1. Ooh, that was lucky. We killed the Hydra before he actually killed our tank need help Krogan Vanguard there. There's still a couple allies here on the low ground. Now if you didn't know, charge actually keeps them in spot for you because... Whoa. So that's why I charged there, to keep him in spot for my Scattershot and for my melee. And it's also helpful if you have kind of sniper characters, because when they're held in spot like that, snipers can have a very good time getting easy headshots, which may mean that you want to charge armored targets or high health targets for your allies to get those easy headshots. Because I can see that he has a sniper rifle weapon. Might be a Viper S, judging by the model. Not charging obviously in the open there. But here you can see that he's standing still now, and that is because I charged. Gonna have to go for the sharpshooter because he's the only one that can actually really... Gonna opt to Nova him. We should kill him. I'm gonna come around again to help my teammate here. I am charging, which I can't charge, so I'm gonna have to charge another target. What? I tried running to this cover, but it seems that I'm okay. Just came around the side to shockwave. There's a target here apparently, so we'll deal with that as well. So we're just gonna camp next to this guy because he's a Solarian. Whoa, okay. Anyways, he's a Solarian Architect, which means he's not as tanky. So what we're gonna try and do is help him out, CC as many targets as we can, and allow him to deal damage without getting charged at. And the reason we're doing that is because he doesn't have any damage resistance, he doesn't have any ways to restore shields, and our other ally is a Krogan Vanguard, which means he's very tanky. So I'm just going to stick with the less tanky teammate to try and help him up as much as possible. I really hate dead enemy models like that. It just makes it so awkward. One thing you can do is you can actually charge to dead character models. So if I can actually kill this character here, I can actually charge, and this will actually act as a valid target for charge to restore your shields. So that's one thing that they can be useful for. Uh, I am actually gonna think it's either gonna me or tank need help, the Krogan Vanguard, to actually get the retrieval, because we don't have any stealth characters. There's a lot of enemies on the low ground, so I am gonna go around to up the bridge. But there is a... Oh, damn. If I didn't lag, I could have actually jumped onto the roof of the building and actually gone up to the top, but wasn't possible. We're gonna kill the berserker that's chasing our ally. I'm just gonna charge to the radar because I got clipped and stuck onto that edge there. Not fun. Gonna check if there's any enemies around here. Gonna try and CC the pariah as she runs off. And I think I died through saving Baron, almost saving Baron prop. He's close, so I am going to see if he actually is able to res me. As you can see here, I'm able to charge onto that dead body. I thought that dead body was alive. I'm gonna pop a health pack just so I don't actually die from the Hydra missiles. Very disorienting with this. Can I actually charge over here? I charged over here because this is closer to my ally, so I can actually see where he goes and hopefully help him out. Just in case there's anything around him, I am going to Nova him. Well, I did shockwave is what I should say on the ground. Charge the agent. This means that if my ally goes down, I can be very close to a res. So I'm going to see if there's any targets all the way where my allies are to try and help them out. I'm going to go into cover just in case those Hydra missiles do curve around and hit me. Which they can curve, by the way. Hydra missiles can curve. Is there something shooting around us on the bottom? Come back here! Wait. I'm only doing this because it's the last 3 enemies, so I can like goof around a little bit. Now I am going for the farther enemy if I can, because our ally should be able to take care of the one that's closer to us. Like so, so that just cuts out down a bit of time rather than us both going on a very simple enemy. Can I jump over that? Thank you. I might play another game and try and find a better host, because this is very reminiscent of the A to Z Soldier playthrough where it was just kind of laggy all the way around. I did see that he was lit on fire, which is why I opt to use shockwave to detonate that fire explosion for that great damage on armored targets. Now I am actually going to go into cover because I don't know if they actually are using the Hydra missiles or not, but I will charge this just for the fire explosion. Now obviously that is a bit risky. But this allows me to draw aggro as well. I'm going to try and keep this berserker off of my Solarian Architect if I can. I'm going to try and use the iframes on some of my skills to try and survive as much as possible. HJ Jerry White is now here. So I'm going to wait for my Nova cooldown. CC as many targets as I can. Try and keep the pressure off my Solarian Architect as much as possible. Now it is almost close to extraction time, but yeah, that's really it. I I use my weapon a lot, and I have a look at my team a lot. As you can see, I use shockwaves for either detonations. Ooh, as I hit my keyboard, you probably heard that. Detonations or stagger. Nova's really good for when you're clumped up, which is why I picked the radius to hit as much enemies as possible and prime them. So it's very good for that. And then I have Scattershot, which means I don't need to go with 2 ammo crates. Now I use actual weapons with clip sizes for my Asari Duelist and Krogan Vanguard, with both have this kind of the same playstyle, and the reason being is they actually have the very large damage buffs to the melee, which means that they can actually one shot or like one hit after a charge on normal shielded mooks. So it means that they don't rely on the weapon as much, and it's just there for kind of like a filler. Anyways, that's it for this video. I probably will do another one which is not as laggy, but thanks for watching guys, and I hope to see you guys next time. See ya!